Are you alone? Me too. Let's talk about that. Hello. First of all, do I still have my Christmas decorations up? Yes. Yes, I do. Second of all, if you clicked on this video, it's likely that you're a person who is either alone, has to be alone, wants to be alone, doesn't know how to be alone, is scared to be alone. Either way, you're probably here because of the corona pandemic. Or maybe you're just an introvert, in which case, welcome, because hi. In any case, if you're interested in learning more about being alone and how to be happy and how to not cry yourself to sleep every single night, this video is for you. Keep watching. Hi, I'm Thea. I'm starting this new series on being alone 101 because being alone is something that's not talked enough about in our society, and as young people a lot of us are afraid to be alone, so I'm here to say that there is nothing wrong with you. But how do we stop being afraid of being alone? How do we start being alone successfully? Well, step one, time management. A lot of people find being alone a scary and overwhelming concept, but we can manage that on the one hand by learning to manage our time better. I also think there's a lot of stigma. I have a lot of internalized stigma towards being by myself because living in this society, I've been taught from a very young age that you have to be around other people, otherwise you are an outcast or alone and you're not worth anything. Before we start this video, make sure you hit subscribe to join the solo squad, which is not what we're calling ourselves. I just like the alliteration, to be honest. But if you want to be part of a community of people who just want to unapologetically enjoy having alone time, not being necessarily dependent on other people, just kind of having that inner self-confidence to go it alone, we'd love to have you. So make sure you hit subscribe. Also, leave a comment down below if you find any of these tips helpful, if you have your own tips that you want to share. I love to read your comments. But without further ado, let's get into the video. I'm going to be splitting this video into two segments. One, why managing your alone time is important, and two, how the hell do we do that? Let's get started. Hello again. So, chapter 1. Why is managing alone time important? Well, first of all, having control of your own time can help with feelings of anxiety and stress about the concept of being alone, and having that control can really just help you stay in the moment. And for me personally, having control of my own time and feeling like I am in control of my own time is what enables me to actually enjoy my time spent alone, because I know what I'm doing with it and therefore I can sort of make it my own, which is kind of the point of having alone time. Reason number 2 is having intentionality behind the way you spend your time, which is kind of similar to having control, but intentionality is more about I'm in control, I know what I'm doing and I am doing exactly what I know I'm doing. It's being aware of what you're doing at all times to the point where you don't feel that spiraling sense of I've no idea what I'm doing, which leads to anxiety, which leads to feeling of just worthlessness, which we don't want. It really helps to just kind of know what you're doing next at all times and can help you feel more confident and competent as the person who's spending time alone. Reason number 3 why managing your alone time is important is if you're someone like me who just naturally enjoys spending time alone, it is so easy to just fall into a spiral of getting nothing done when you're on your own because you're in your comfort zone. And even though you are in your comfort zone, sometimes that does lead to feelings of uselessness, feelings of questioning whether you should be spending time alone because clearly it's not working for you, you're not getting anything done. And that way, kind of having a system for how you're going to manage your time will help you just kind of reassure yourself that you are in the right with spending time alone, if you know what I mean. Like, there's nothing wrong with you and you are completely valid for enjoying alone time and not feeling lonely despite what society tells you. So that is part 1 done, but how the hell do we do that? I'm glad you asked. I've made a list. I've got a list here on my tablet. Now that we've gone through why we'd want to manage our alone time, let's get to the how, which is really why you clicked on this video, so keep watching. Method number 1 for managing your time alone is to set goals for what you want to get out of your time spent alone, because without really knowing the end goal of why you're alone, it's difficult to know what to do or how to do the thing you want to do when you are alone. So, for example, are you spending time alone because you're needing a recharge, because you're an introvert who, like me, gets exhausted when I'm spending too much time around other people? Reinvigoration. Are you alone because you feel like you just need some time away from other people to think? Reflection. Or are you alone because you really had no choice and you're here because you just want to get through this period of being alone before going back to being around other people again? Avoiding loneliness. Working out what the purpose of your time spent alone is going to be really important for deciding how you then want to spend that time. Now, if you're looking at me and you're just like, Thea, I'm just alone. Like, I don't know why. I don't know what I want to get out of it. That's fine. Don't come for me. Okay, you can still follow the rest of these steps, but it is quite useful to just kind of have an idea of what you do want to get out of your time. For me, most of the time when I'm alone, it's because I need to recharge, I want to reflect. Sometimes it's because I have to, but I do a lot of the time just choose solitude for myself because it's something that I need. And it's also a lot more fulfilling when you know what you want to get out of your time alone, when you then feel the way that you spend your time fulfilling that purpose. But with that said, let's get on to method number 2. I'm glad you asked. Well, you didn't actually ask, I asked. I'm glad I asked. Method number 2 for comfortably spending your time alone without dying is to have a set list of things that you know you enjoy doing when you're on your own. Because sometimes we're thrown into situations of solitude and being alone when we don't really expect it, and in those times it can be quite difficult to think about things that we know we enjoy doing when we're just by ourselves. And so having a list that you've made beforehand of things that you can just look at when you're alone is very helpful. I personally love having solo film nights by myself. I love watching films alone just because it feels like this special kind of experience that only I get to experience, and I get to share it with myself, which is, I don't know, it's such a cool thing to have yourself as your only sort of partner in that sense. If you're used to watching films with other people, make yourself that other person. You can talk out loud to yourself and kind of just share the experience with yourself. It's a lot of fun. You can even like make it into a whole event and go get dressed, do your makeup. It just helps you step out of that sometimes like gremlin-like bubble that you get into when you're spending too much time by yourself, and it makes you feel almost like a human again, even though you're still by yourself. So that's a pro tip that I really enjoy doing. Other things that you can do alone include baking, reading, going for walks. I mean, Pinterest is full of these ideas. Just look them up. They're everywhere, and make a list of them. But whatever you do decide to do when you're alone, be intentional about it. I mean, there's this idea of mindfulness where you just shut out everything else but what you're doing and concentrate 100% on what you're doing, and it's going to make the experience a lot more enjoyable because you're just doing that one thing. Like, say you're baking, you are literally just cracking eggs and stirring together all the ingredients. You're not focusing on anything else. It's going to help shut out those feelings of loneliness and doubts and all that icky stuff that we don't want, and it just means you can feel like a badass who's able to do the things that they set out to do, and you're able to accomplish them and have fun doing so. So go you! You can be happy all by yourself, and that is such a cool thing. Hey, look at that, we're back on my bed again. We're about halfway through section 2, which I realise is a lot longer than section 1. Sorry about that. But method number 3 is actually something that my friend came up with, and it is to schedule out your social time. Now, this is more geared towards people who live alone or who are alone for longer periods of time, where you will inevitably have moments of being with other people. Especially during the pandemic, a lot of those social interactions are going to be online. And so my friend came up with this idea of scheduling your time. They made this whole spreadsheet of time slots that they wanted to have calls with people in. And I thought that was such a good idea because this will help you establish a balance between your newfound, hopefully enjoyable alone time and the time that you want to spend with your friends and the people that you love. This method also means that you know when you're going to be social. If you're someone who needs to be up for socializations, which a lot of introverts are, me included, it just means that you can be prepared for it, you can look forward to it, you have it there in your calendar. It's again part of this sort of intentionality. You've planned this, so it's intentional, so you can do it and still consider yourself successful being alone. Now, the final tip I have for you for how to manage your time alone, and I'm not even going to change positions for this one because it is so important. Come closer, come closer. Method number 4 is don't go on your phone. Don't do it. Sis, put your phone away, okay? We don't need that. Do not go on social media if you are someone who's afraid of being alone. It will end badly. Now I'm going to make a whole nother video about this because social media is something that needs its own video. But if you're taking these steps and implementing them because you're someone who does want to prove to yourself that you can be alone and not lonely, you can be happy alone, you can enjoy your own time. Do not, I repeat, do not check your phone. It is going to make you feel so terrible. It is the worst mistake I ever make when I'm trying to be comfortable around myself and only myself, because social media makes you feel even more isolated than you already think you are. Editing Thea here, just jumping in to say that if you are going to use your phone, because I know sometimes it can be hard not to, be mindful about it. Like, set aside a specific time during your day when you're going to be on your phone. Set aside, say, 20 minutes for it, and during that time you are only on your phone. Like, you're not doing anything else. You're not multitasking like I tend to do when I'm on my phone. You're just checking your phone for 20 minutes. Be present in those 20 minutes so that you can feel that you get that phone fill, and then after that you put your phone away, like yeet it out the window, get it out of your life, okay? Just kind of reassure yourself that you have checked your phone. You can put it away now and get on with the rest of your day. Closing thoughts. Spending time alone can be so much fun if you know what you are doing. Not that I ever know what I'm doing, but that is not the point here. Being intentional and having control over your time will give you that extra motivational boost and self-confidence to just unapologetically spend time by yourself, which is so important. Please be unapologetic about the time that you're spending by yourself. You are not in the wrong for wanting to be by yourself. It is not your fault. You're not guilty. If you feel like you need to take time for yourself, do it. And finally, managing your time when you're spending it alone will help you feel a lot less like a mess of a human being, because do I know that one. It will make your life slightly less of a mess than this video was, which, you know, can't hurt, and it will just help you feel more put together and competent and comfortable, confident, all those con words, being by yourself. It's something that we're all going to have to deal with at some point, and we might as well have a good time doing it. So those are my thoughts. So I hope this was helpful to some of you guys. Leave a comment down below if you have any tips, or if you have some way that you really like being comfortable by yourself, spending quality time alone. Leave it down below. I'd love to check them all out. Thank you so much for watching. Please stick around if you like this video, because I'm planning to make many more like this once I get my life together a little bit, but that'll be soon. I post a new video every single Friday, 5 PM British time. Hit that notification bell as well to make sure you're notified whenever I post a new video, all that sort of stuff. And just to end it all, I hope you have a lovely week. Ooh, the lighting in this shot. I'm here for it. Hello everyone, my name is Thea and I am a young person who enjoys spending time alone. Hello everyone, my name is Thea, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you about how to spend time alone and not die. Time spent alone can be overwhelming for a lot of people, and we cannot have us just be overwhelmed, okay? I'm here to help. Oof. It is really warm in here. Hello, my name's Thea. My name's Thea. Hello. Hi, I'm Thea.